Hello everybody, this is Josh Explain Place, and today we continue to grow, expand and improve our city of New Paris in Cities Skylines 2 in this episode number 2. And if you recall, in our first episode we started this little town and we're trying to do it in a more European style as opposed to the North American style that we had done our previous cities on. So let's try to figure out what kind of trouble we can get into in this episode. Enjoy. In episode number 1, we were able to establish this little town. The first thing that we did was to lay down this avenue, this grid, and start playing the game. We also continued with a not so gritty grid and started doing a lot of curved roads. And we did start our industrial area and we placed a landfill. So today we're gonna try to grow our city. We only have 741 people living there and it's going down, I don't know why. But we did manage to start making a profit. However, if you recall, we are micromanaging our services such as water, healthcare, garbage, and education. So that's something to consider. Now, so we are playing our game. It's going, it's not paused, and people are asking for a hearse. And if we look in here, we have no crematorium or cemetery. So what I think we're gonna do is place this UK Paris church, and I think this will be maybe in here. Yeah, this will be a nice area. One of the things that I like with some of the new assets that we were given in the updates is the fact that now it shows where it might expand. This is something that SimCity 2013 used to do. It used to show you, more or less where you could expand the building, the asset. And as you can see in here, we can expand it to the left and to the right. But we're not going to do that right now. Hopefully, these people that need a hearse will get it from here. And I think there's already a vehicle in use, so we should be fine. Now, like I mentioned in our previous episode, I think that as of right now, we should focus on doing more low density residential because, again, I think that when a town is barely 700 people, not even 800, having medium density doesn't make any sense. That doesn't mean we're not going to do any low density, but we do have, medium density, but I think we do have to do, at the very least, just regular low density, and that's what we're gonna do in here. Something that I think we're gonna try is to add some little roads in between some of these large blocks, and the reason being is that I think that we can add some medium density housing. And again, in this area we're doing UK. Crap, I think I messed it up, so let me pause it and let's do all of this UK as we were doing. That's something that I forgot to do. Thankfully, there's not that many buildings that were being built. But even then, there's going to be angry people. And I actually wish that's something that the game would do, like lower your happiness if you start destroying houses to build roads or parks or whatever. That would be something cool. We have medium density semi-detached housing, we have medium density terrace housing, and we have medium density housing. So we can do a little bit of that, and I think we're gonna do medium density housing in here. Again, I think that the glitch hasn't been fixed because I believe that this is being considered high density. That's why there's nothing being built in here. So let's change this to medium density terrace housing. And as you can see right away, once we change this to medium density terrace housing, everything started to be built. So let's do a little bit more of it here. And that's what we are needing. And maybe we can do a little back alley in here. Sure, we can do it in here. I like these little streets, but I wish they work a little bit better. And but I think they're a great addition. Again, I still miss my little dirt roads from Cities Skylines 1 because those were cheap and you were able to again just do a lot of stuff with them, especially when you're starting. You don't want to spend a lot of money with very specific roads. And in Cities Skylines 1 I used to do a lot of bike roads. Again, we don't have any of that here, which is kind of weird. And in here we're gonna do medium density semi-detached housing. I think that's gonna look really nice in here. Right, I think that's gonna be growing really, really nice. And again, we have more demand for this. So let's try to do something similar in this area. So let's go with the alley road. And maybe we can do it in here. Let's try it again. I don't like that, but let's try something different. Let's do it like this and like this. Yeah, that's also not gonna work. So on this one, let's just do this. Right, I think that's gonna work nice. So let's continue doing the medium density semi-detached. Let's make sure that everything's sewn in here. And again, things start very weird whenever you start playing with curve roads. As you can see in here, the game decided, like right now, again, it changed its mind. So it's going from 3x6 to 2x6 plus 2x2, and then it doesn't want to build it. It gets very tricky and actually very annoying in my opinion. But that's how the game works. Maybe we can let's try to do this here. And then from here to here. And again, once you build something else, like a road, it messes it up. Don't know. Again, I hope that this can be fixed in a future update. And I think in this area we're gonna continue doing low density. So we're gonna do another curved road that's more than likely gonna mess this, or not. And we're gonna do a cul-de-sac. Again, I really wish the cul-de-sacs and the roundabouts would be the same because they're kind of very similar. And that way we will have more. It will be consolidated. I think they should consolidate that, and hopefully they can get that done. So let's do more low density detached housing, and maybe we can do another little cul-de-sac in here. We're using the medium size cul-de-sac, and I think that works really nice. Let's go with low density. And we are very close to going to large village, and where I want to get to is to Grand Village because we will unlock transportation. I think that's very important, especially what we're trying to do with this town. But what we can focus in at the moment is to create the exit and the entrance ramps into this road, because I think that's gonna work really well. Before we do that, let's beautify this just a little bit with trees and with grass. And like I mentioned, thankfully now the game allows you to update these these trees with whatever you choose in here. So I think I'm gonna do, let's do chestnut, and let's make sure that they're all either young or saplings, right? And we're gonna go all the way here, and that's gonna be great. I like the fact that they're gonna be growing differently, at different rates, of course. That adds into the different textures of this city. Now, I think I'm gonna have to unlock another block in here, and I think I'm gonna unlock this one. Now we got to large village, so let's continue growing this city, and let's also add a little bit more of these industrial areas, because we need for people to have a place to work. Gonna be good enough, and let's see if we can do this here. Definitely. And as a reminder, whenever we are micromanaging our budget, we need to make sure that there's enough water, in this case because we're not producing any electricity yet. So we need to make sure that we're producing or that we're taking care of the water in here, right? Especially because the industrial areas tend to consume a whole lot more water. So let's put all of this in here. And demand is going down, which is great. And we have these, let's see, we have these primary school. We need to see if we can afford to place a secondary school, which we don't. And we're not making that much money right now. So let's take a loan. We're gonna do, let's do 100,000. Because the cost is not gonna be that much, right? It's gonna be 600,000. We're fine. We'll start making money. So we're gonna build a secondary school, and that's huge. And I think where are we gonna place it? Let's see if we can do it in here. Again, it's huge. So yeah, that's gonna be great. Now we don't have any money for anything, so we definitely need to start zoning a whole lot more. So let's zone this. Let's add a little road in here, and let's add the cul-de-sac, and let's zone this as residential, low density, right? Because we're gonna need it. And if we continue losing a lot of money, we can add this as a load. Let's add a little, let's spread from now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put it in here, the little alley. And let's see what we can do. So let's try to do this terrace housing, and we're gonna help the game a little bit by only zoning this. And unfortunately, this is the way it's gonna go. So let's zone all of these together. And let's start thinking as to how we're gonna do this. Exit and entrance. So I'm gonna use the 4-lane divided road, sorry. And I think I'm gonna put it in here. Oh, crap. Let's try it again. You know what? Sure, let's try to do that. Let's add a little bit more. And then we can do this. Okay. And from here, let's see. We're gonna have to use this road, the one lane road. So that's gonna be here, here, and sure, let's do it here and in here. Here, so we're gonna change this. Sorry, that way, there you go. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't do it like this. There you go. That's gonna work great. So let's take all of the crosswalks, because there shouldn't be any crosswalks in here. Any of this. And let's put a divider in the middle. And we'll do... let's do a medium-sized roundabout. And we'll do this one, like the regular one that we used to do. Let's take a look at this one. It's actually not that bad, but I think, yeah, let's put that one there. And that way it's going to be easier for people to access this area. And again, we're still needing a lot of residential areas, and especially because we do need more money. Now we have fire rescue and police, and that's something that we actually need. So at the very least, we're gonna build a little, let's see where it's at, the UK fire station whenever we have the money. So let's try to fast forward this. And just for the sake of it, let's just zone this as medium density, and these two, which if you can see in here, maybe I messed it up. Did I mess it up? No. Again, this is medium density, and it acted as if low density was being utilized. So we'll see. And in here, let's zone whatever was left. And that's looking pretty nice. Again, we definitely need a lot more people to come in here into the city so they could start paying a whole lot more taxes. Commercial is paying a lot, but we need more people to come into the city. And so what we can do in here, what I always sometimes like to do, is to zone here for this waterfront housing. So that's what we're gonna do in here, since we don't have access to do a lot more in there. And in here, since we haven't unlocked any of these, we're gonna wait. And we haven't unlocked any of the mixed housing, so that's gonna be fine. And in here, maybe we can still do... Again, look, this medium density doesn't work, so that's something that they're gonna have to deal with. And this is the medium density terrace housing, which we added here. That's gonna have to work for now. And again, we're getting more people, more population. That's great. We have very few students in here. Again, I wish we were able to manually adjust the budgeting here, because I would be able to lower it even more for this building. We might have to just shut it down for a bit, and let's see if that helps us with our budget. Definitely has to go down, right? It definitely did. So we'll see how that goes. We need to not lose a lot of money so we can continue. We can finish this. And so in here, for now, we're just gonna continue this road here. I think that's fine. And we're gonna do this one here. And this here. And let's make sure that this works properly. There you go. Oh, now I know what I did on the other one. Let's upgrade this again. Let's make sure that there's a median. We don't want to add anything right now. Make sure that there's no light, and make sure that there's no crosswalks, because nobody should be crossing in there. And little by little, we should be able to get that with a lot of more traffic. And I think that's going to work really well. Whenever we start unlocking this, we might continue this road so that, you know, we can utilize it there. But I think for the time being, this should work. So let's take a look at it really quick. And I think that's gonna work really, really well. We're still losing money and at a higher rate. So let's see what type of services we have. And we haven't even lowered anything that much. What we're gonna do is increase this. And it might not be that much, but that should help. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to zone, and for right now I think it's gonna be okay to zone at least half of these blocks, because we definitely need the revenue. So that's gonna be 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. There you go. So that should help us with the money, and I think we can add these two in here, at least for now. And again, if you can see, there's no change with the demand. So let's take away this zoning really quick, because in that case I'm okay with just doing regular medium density housing or the European style, because I think that's gonna be more helpful than trying anything else. So let's try that in here and in here. As you can see, the demand was lowered right away, which means that definitely these medium density zones are not working as they should be working, which is a little bit of a problem, right? A little bit messy. And so there's still demand for, there's not demand for anything else right now. We're losing money, but we're fine. Let's see what else we can do. So that's it for now. So I think let's lower the taxes for everything. Right, even though we're going to be losing a whole lot more money.
Recent spikes in demand,
but that's fine.
Temporary local shortages in the city's fresh water supply.
We still need to keep growing.
To get the situation in hand.
And
this has been a local public service.
Let's add more housing in here, even though it doesn't say that that it's needing anything, but let's just do it because we're gonna need that in here. So let's try to do a couple more roads and we'll be back. And well, we were able to get now to Grand Village. We got some money, and hopefully that's gonna help us. And now we have demand for a lot of other stuff. So the first thing that I think I'm gonna do is zone a little bit for these office zones. So we're gonna do a little bit of it here, and I think maybe a little bit more. Let's see, because the demand is getting lower. And I think that's gonna be it for this. We need a little bit more for these industrial, so let's add a little bit more. Again, you know, once you start, it's fine to be losing money. It's fine to not be doing that great. And again, we were making a profit before this. And again, we have this for imported electricity. It would be a good idea to start creating our own electricity or producing our own electricity. The thing is that sometimes it doesn't work as expected, and so that's something to look into, not right now, but a little bit later. And in here, as you can see, it's telling me that there's a crime scene, and more than likely that's because we're gonna need a police station in just a bit. Before we do that, now that we have access into the high density, let's try to add this in here. There you go. See, now that there's high density demand, I think that this quote unquote medium density housing is gonna be able to be built in here. So let's do the same thing in here. And I think that's gonna work really well for now. And we might do a little bit of low rent housing, but not at this moment. Let's wait just a little bit because there's a lot of demand for everything. It's a little interesting. We do need to place this police station, and the cheapest one is gonna be for 285 for the UK, and the cheapest one is this one for 90,000. And let's wait for now. Let's wait for now. And hopefully everything will be fine. So let's fast forward this for as much as we can. Because I think in here we can zone a little bit of this medium density housing, and that's gonna work really well. We can do the same thing here. And let's do it in here too. Even though there's already stuff that's being built, and we're gonna have issues here, so let's help them just a little bit. All right, so we need a little bit more of this, so let's add another couple of blocks in here. And so let's do it. And maybe we can do something with stone mining. Even though I think this would be... Let's see what we can do. Production, we need a lot of grain. So... where else can we... We'll plant grain in here, but we need to open this and we don't have the money. So we'll just wait. And in here, let's continue to add more low density. So let me do that and we'll be right back. I think this is working really well. Even though we're still losing money, it's at a smaller rate. And the demand for low density is completely crazy. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zone just regular low rent housing in this area. And I think that's gonna completely lower the demand that it has, but it's good to have it in here. I think I'm also gonna do at least just a small park just to increase the value for this area. So I think we can do that, this one here. And we can try to do this plaza in here. And I think that's gonna help us increase our value. I don't know why they're not building anything here. That's okay, that's weird. Let's see if we can add another little block. Yes, we can. Later on, we might be able, or we're gonna have to change things a little bit. That's fine, that's completely fine. So we'll add it here and here. And that's gonna be just perfect. And again, our deficit is not so bad. I mean, we can increase the taxes, but I think we need to just change things. And as you can see here, we have a backed up sewer, and that's because we have to increase the budget for water and sewage. So we're gonna do 70, and that should help us a lot. There you go. There's a lot of traffic here. Is there a traffic light? Yes, I think so. So let's make sure we don't have a traffic light there, or there, or there. And let's continue zoning a little bit more of commercial, industrial in here. Let's delete this. And they're still asking for a little bit more of office. So maybe we can add just a little bit in here. Let's see where it would be a good idea. Maybe we can add, yeah, let's add it in here. And later on we'll figure out what to do with it. There's still more demand for industrial, so let's continue trying to add another block in here, and I think that's gonna be more than enough. Let's also make sure that the water is still available. There you go. Again, electricity, it would be a good idea to try to produce it ourselves, and that's gonna be something for our next episode. And as you can see in here, once again, we managed to make a profit, and it didn't take us long to go back to it. But what I want to do now is to take a look and see how much it would cost to build a bus depot, which is 150,000. And I think that's gonna be great. But right now we have issues with waiting for an ambulance, so we cannot do anything, any upgrades in here because we don't have anything. But we'll see. It should be fine. Let's see if we open this again. Yeah, we're gonna start losing money, but just for now we're gonna increase taxes for all the zones, and that should help us go into the green. Right? Again, at the beginning, that's fine, you can do it, but you need to be aware that maybe later on you're gonna have issues if you continue increasing the taxes. In here, since we don't have this tile unlocked, I think we're gonna be fine adding just another block in here because we do need this. And again, we'll make sure to fix it later on when it's needed, because right now we have enough garbage storage capacity. We need more processing speed, but again, we should be fine for now. Because one of the things that I like to do is to build both an incinerator plant and a recycling center, because that helps a lot. And in here, we don't have that many students. Hopefully, that can keep growing. And in our primary school, again, we have just barely enough. So that's good. And there's no demand for anything right now. And that's fine, right? That's fine as long as we continue making money. And let's see what factors are affecting our happiness, unreliable healthcare coverage, small homes, high taxes, and walking distance to elementary school. I think those are biggest issues, as you can see in here too. But it's fine. It's fine because now we have gotten into tiny town, which is great. And I think now we have access. Let's see what we should invest on. We can do either the police, which crime isn't a big deal right now, so we're fine. We can do a fire house, which I think the UK is not available right now. But let's see. We need progression node fire station, so let's try to do that. We have the development points, so let's do fire station. Let's unlock that. In here we're gonna do welfare office. Let's do college. In here we're fine, we don't need any of these right now. Let's do park maintenance, let's do sports, and let's see what else we can do. Let's do the crematorium. We still have 5. Let's do this emergency battery, and we'll wait for now. In here we're fine. Let's do highways and parking areas. There you go. That's gonna be just fine. So let's first of all, let's see if we can do a not so expensive parking area. Let's do this medium parking lot or moderate parking lot. Let's see which one is the less expensive. Yeah. And let's put it in here. I kinda don't like to put fees, but I think for now we should do it. Because that way we can make a little bit of money from these services. And I think that's gonna be fine. We still don't have issues or that big issues with crime. As you can see here, crime is fine for now. But what I think we should definitely do is to place this bus depot in here. Let's place it here. And let's start creating a bus route. So we're gonna do one here. We're gonna do another one here. In here. In here. Yeah, let's put it in here. And one right about here. So we're gonna start our route in this area. And I think public transportation is a big deal in this game, but I don't think it works as well as it should, right? I still think that we definitely need bikes. I think bikes would help with this. And we're losing a lot of money, so let's, on services, let's do transportation to 50%. And same things for parks and recreation, even though it's not that much. And we're barely making a profit. And I don't think we have anywhere else to put more of this. So we're gonna do, let's do smaller areas. There you go. So that's what we're gonna do in here. And let's see the details. So let's change this to blue. And let's change the price to 5. Again, I think on Port Austin we did this. We changed the ticket price to 3, and we left 5 to the one that is going outside into other areas. But I think that's gonna be fine for now. There's a lot of need for hearse and ambulances, but we don't have the money right now. But that should suffice. Again, at least for now. Again, at least for now, we're making good money now. So little by little, we're gonna continue to increase this, especially because I think our next thing should be to build this police station. I think this area would be good. Do it. I think we might continue this avenue in here, and just somehow just make it get to here. Or I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And before we finish this episode, I think it would be a good idea to ride the bus. So really quick, let's see how that's gonna work. I don't think it's wise to stay stuck in traffic, and as you can see in here, it's a big of an issue because there's a lot of traffic in here, which is good. But as you could see with this line, a lot of people are using it, which is just great. And that's how we are going to, well, before we finish, let's add just a little bit of, commercial, and we're gonna place it in here. There you go. And I think we're gonna be done for today. We did accomplish a lot. We were able to continue growing our city with our curved roads, as you can see in here, which might be or might not be appealing to some. That's debatable. That's on your taste. We finally got to Tiny Town, and we were able to unlock the transportation for the transportation tab, so that we could build some buses, and I think that's just great. Our city keeps growing. We are not making that much money, but we are making a profit. Even though we did increase the taxes, we owe some loans, and we lower the amount of budget for services, for example, transportation and parks and recreation, as long with everything else. But now people are getting a little bit better educated. As you can see in here, it's 20% usage, which is not that bad for the secondary school, and for the primary school it's about 30%, which actually is also pretty good, less than 30%. And we need to start building a lot more services. For example, we do need to build a police station, which I think we're gonna build in here. We don't have any money yet, but in this case we might get away with building the German police station because it's a little bit cheaper, and that's gonna help us also raise the happiness, hopefully. We still have a lot of issues to fix. We need healthcare, we need mail, we need internet, we need another elementary school and entertainment. That's a big challenge to overcome. But again, once we continue to grow our city, I think things are gonna be just great. And so I do want to thank you for watching this video, liking, and to subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please make sure to leave it in the comment box. And again, as always, I appreciate your time watching this video. We will see each other on episode 3, and until then, take care.